Hey everybody, I am coming to you guys with a quick video and update. This is my 2-week update. I didn't want to do one at 1 week because it just wasn't anything I felt like really too different than right now at the 2 week. Plus I didn't want to scare anybody because you guys, this has been rough. This is definitely a lot harder than the sleeve, and I don't know if it's because I had like multiple things done, you know. Sorry about that. I have not been able to have like a minute alone, but yeah, I don't know if it's because I had multiple things. And if you're new, I've had sleeve to bypass revision. He had to remove a ton of scar tissue, and I had a hernia repair. And I think part of what's making it harder this time around also is the fact that I'm a parent. The first time when I had gastric sleeve, it was just me. I was able to just relax and do what I needed to do. Now fast forward, I have 2 kids. One, it's nice because he's in school. The other, my 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old. My husband's in the military. He's busy in the military. So like he's already had to go back to work this week. So it's just been a lot, but I don't want this to be too long. I hate when people are like talking about a bunch of different stuff, and I feel like there's key components that people want to know as their recovery. So let's just talk about, first off, pain. I have been able to drop down from the like heavy duty pain meds. Today was actually my first day of not taking any pain medication, but I will explain why in a little bit. It is not because I have no pain, but I will say things are getting better, very slowly, but better each day. I remember at first I was telling Sean almost just take me in the backyard. Like that's how it felt. It was really rough, you guys, and very painful. Breathing hurt, walking hurt, just everything hurt. Trying to get comfortable. But now going into week 2, I would say is when I'm starting to feel a little bit more alive. I had an incision start bleeding and then like bleed a lot and get out like yellowness and stuff, which reminded me of my skin disease. We came to find it was because I had the seroma underneath, which is just like a pocket of like the fluids and stuff underneath one of my incisions. It basically finally got so swollen and big that it just pushed out, and actually it felt a lot better. It was super tender and really painful, and once it kind of like burst and came out of the incision and like drained, it actually now feels a lot better. My incisions, I came to find that I am having a reaction to the like stuff they put on there because it had me itching and red like crazy. They thought at first maybe like infection, but like it wasn't, because like no fever and stuff like that. So I've just been going through it, y'all. So I itch like crazy, and if you are somebody, you're gonna itch regardless, but get an ice pack. So I've just been rotating these and I put it on there and it will help the itch. I promise you. I've also had to succumb though and just take Benadryl kind of like round clock, because I could just literally itch my skin off. Like I had no self-control, but the Benadryl has really helped in conjunction with the ice. It is starting to slow down where now all of my incisions are basically like here's my top one, as you can see right here. They're just kind of bruising. So now they're just kind of like scabbing over, bruising, but they're healing fine. Eating wise, I have started purees. So far that's going well. What was interesting is the Fairlife shakes that a lot of people use. The chocolate one gives me dumping syndrome. So I had dumping syndrome like literally the first day I got out of the hospital, basically. It was terrible. But I've come to find that when I use the vanilla, it doesn't aggravate me so much. It's like the flavored ones. And then my surgeon was telling me that can happen, but basically I can try to actually like water it down more, and then I might be able to tolerate it. So I might try that later on, but at least I'm able to do that vanilla, because it is so hard to get protein in with fluids and stuff when it's so limited when you're on the liquid part. When it comes to purees though, like I said, so far I've been tolerating everything pretty well. At first I almost thought I didn't have restriction, And then I found out last night I absolutely did, because I took way too big of a bite of scrambled eggs and it hurt. It hurt really bad. If not, things are flowing pretty well in that part, in that arena. The next part though is when I say the pain meds would be the constipation. So it's weird. I've had actually a couple of like bowel movements, but the last 48 hours have been horrible. I've been so constipated. This morning I finally had a movement, but it was like all of my bowel movements have just been different since, and not in a good way, and it's just really terrible. And like this morning was just absolutely positively horrendous, and I don't know what I can do. Just really trying to see if I can work on just my fluid intake and things like that, but I don't want to be too descriptive on here, but it was just really weird because it wasn't like, I've been taking Miralax and stuff pretty much every day is what they wanted me to do, because I know that that can be a very big problem for me. And this is something that I've discussed with my surgeon and stuff. I'm not saying for you to necessarily do it, but I have a very big problem with constipation. And so they wanted me to get on top of it. And so that's what's just, like I said, it's kind of weird because I've had a couple bowel movements, but like the one today, like definitely needed to happen since I had started purees and obviously introducing food. I was so miserable, but like it was so difficult. But I don't know, it was just weird. So I'm still working on that. My stomach's still kind of upset because I feel like it just didn't get it all gone back. So instead of just pushing myself with purees today, I just kind of went back to basics of just doing a Fairlife shake today. And then I've just had some scrambled eggs and I'm satisfied and I'm good. And my stomach is a gurgling. That's something that has been very interesting and I know can happen, but it is constantly like making noises and gurgling and whatnot. My reflux though is gone, so that feels I woke up and like didn't have the reflux, and that's been really nice. But I think to end this all out in terms of for 2-week mark, because I mean that's about it, you know what I mean? Like right now I'm just trying to learn my body. I'm trying to learn food. We're reintroducing food. It's not that exciting because I'm literally just eating basically like some scrambled eggs. I did have a little bit of some mashed up tuna, but I'm not going crazy. I think it's like the next checkup I do in another week or so, when I start to have more foods and can really talk about some things, maybe share some recipes, maybe it might be a little bit more exciting, but I don't want this to be some long video for it to just be very simple. Like I'm babying myself because that's what I need to do. It's been very hard to be active, but that's the thing that I'm trying to push myself to do now. But every time I talk too much, so like I don't really talk on the phone a lot with people right now. I was trying to talk to my mom and then just trying to just even cook dinner, and I felt like I was running a marathon, which I still feel like is coming still from that hernia and stuff. It took me until probably a couple days ago that I could finally just breathe. Like it was so hard to breathe in the pain, and not like my lung, it was just where that incision and where it was at was just so painful. But I want to end this on the note that I know that everybody probably really actually cares about the most, which is the weight loss. So as of today, I have officially lost over 20 pounds. So it's crazy. My liquid diet, I lost 10. And so since surgery, so in the last 2 weeks, I've lost 12 pounds. So actually, yeah, I've lost like 22 pounds. It's insane. I haven't been this weight since before we even moved to Italy. So that's been kind of wild to me, but my stomach is still so swollen that I feel like I don't see it the same way. Like I feel like my stomach should be looking pretty flat from when I had my skin removal, but I have to give myself grace that I did have another child. I, had that C-section, that like, I know that my stomach's not going to completely bounce back or like be completely flat like it was, but like it seems still very puffy right now. So, but I could tell in my face and like certain things, how I'm wearing it, that I've definitely come down in some weight. So basically of my total regain, according to my app, I have, I think it's like 10 more pounds to go. So I only have about 10 more pounds, and then I've lost all that I had like regained from the sleeve. Like I said, the sleeve never failed me. I mean, I had 2 kids and we all went through the pandemic, so I really didn't gain that much, but I'm somebody who can look like I've puffed up to oblivion for whatever reason. It's like I gained 5 pounds and it looks like 50 on me. But so this is really crazy to me to think that I really actually am going to be lower than I have ever been in my entire adult life, probably by the end of this year. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this update. I'm sorry that it's like this, but I'm just trying to keep up, and like I said, just trying to heal. This has been, like I said, a little bit of a rough one for me, but I will catch you guys in another week or two for the next update. Bye.